Hey guys, Cait Cher here, and quarantine has been really kind to me when it comes to Love Live content. So, earlier this morning, one of Lantis's channels, more specifically the Love Live channel itself, released a video announcement of sorts that the Aqours 6 Live tour is coming out, and it was brought to my attention that for this live, they're actually going to release 2 new songs. You heard me right. 2 new songs. And this little video is going to do 2 things actually. One, I'm going to react to the songs to see what I think. And the second part will be actually something that I meant to talk about like maybe weeks ago, but I'm going to dive into it actually. So according to the video that I just skimmed through, I didn't listen to them yet, I just skimmed through the little mini bar to see what the songs are called, and the first one is called Fantastic Departure, and the second one is called Aqua's Pirate Desire. And the first one we're going to listen to is Fantastic Departure, and I guess I can only imagine what this song would be about. But then again, I don't know any bit of Japanese, so don't quote me on it. Did this just say attention, please? Okay, you got my attention. Well, you got my attention now. This is like 2020 Japanese club music here. Where's the nearest club I can go to? Oh, this is really long, isn't it? This is long for a preview. Okay, you guys don't really know this because I only copy and edit only parts of the song to avoid any copyright issues, but just so you guys know, that preview to that song was like 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. For anime song previews or any Japanese song previews, that never happens. So I'm assuming for the case of this Love Live concert, they have to make the previews longer so they get people in the mood for it, and this song definitely got me in the mood for it. This song definitely has this futuristic, clubby type vibe, and I kinda heard this vibe already from some of the subunit Azalea's past songs, like, you know, the subunit with Kanan, Hanamaru, and Daya. Like, I would say that their music is a lot more clubby than Siren's and Guilty Kisses is, obviously. For some reason, as I was listening to this, it sounded like a more futuristic sounding Jump Up High. Remember that song came out a few years back? And I think that's the vibe that they want to go with for this concert that's coming out. I mean, don't get me wrong, when the whole thing comes out in July, I'm gonna be vibing to this. Because I thought I wasn't going to be interested in Kokoro, what is it? Kokoro A to Z? Is that the full title? Yeah, I think so. When that song came out, I was like, first listen, okay, I didn't expect this. Second listen, okay, I can vibe to this more. Like, third listen, I'm badly singing all of the Japanese lyrics. So I think that's gonna happen with Fantastic Departure. And with the title like that, it kind of sounds like this might be Aqua's last Love Live. Which, if that is the case, it might suck to see them go, but it's been, what, how long? 7 years? 6, 7 years since, or even longer than that, since Aqours has been in the Japanese mainstream or anime mainstream or even the J-pop mainstream. So, kind of like Muse, they're gonna start to phase out, and Najigasaki is going to phase in even more. Like, sort of the same thing when Aqours first came, like, Muse was starting to, like, phase out, and as they throw Aqours in, because with Love Live, it's basically a brand, it's a franchise, and they need to make more groups to obviously make the franchise more hip with their fans and gather new fans along with it. But for Fantastic Departure, the title kind of said it best. It was pretty fantastic to me. So let's go to the second song, which is the Pirate's Desire. Immediately, I'm getting Japanese Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Throwing in some hip-hop in there, too. I never thought of Aqours as like a hip-hop type of group. I am imagining an entire, like, marching band performing the song right now. Okay, so basically, this is the pirate hip-hop version of Kokoro A to Z. This is basically a pirate version of that, with hip-hop influence, which I did not see coming. I mean, I can imagine Nijigasaki doing hip-hop, but not Aqours. Well, I know what my next workout song is going to be in July, even though I don't really work out as much. Okay, I really don't want to compare it to Fantastic Departure because these are obviously two different songs. But since they're in the same video for the next Love Live anyway, I have to say it. I think I love Pirate's Desire just for the hip-hop beats much more than the futuristic clubby jam of Fantastic Departure just by default. Don't get me wrong, I like them both, but I'd prefer the kinda something that reminds me of 2000s, early 2010s hip-hop rather than... I wouldn't say Fantastic Departure is repetitive club music, but if you know what club music is, I'm sure you've been to a club before, like, it's the same bass every single song because it's the only way to get people dancing, and when I constantly hear that bass on the radio, it's absolutely annoying. But with Fantastic Departure, if I do listen to it on repeat, it's not going to be as annoying because it's more song than it is a club tune, because club tune would have more bass and less lyrics. But Fantastic Departure is obviously going to be more lyrics, so I'm not too worried about that. But Pirate's Desire, man. Whoa! That is definitely a new style that I did not think that Aqours could pull off. But, whoa. Now that I think about it, yeah, the only type of hip-hop that I think I've seen out of any Love Live song was when I and Corinne, in their subunit of Diver Divas, sang and released Love Triangle for their EP, and I liked that song, and I still do. I still binge listen to it to this day. So Pirate's Desire, I'm like, whew, I did not think a couple of girls from a beach town in Japan would pull off something so, I don't want to say urban, but if I want to describe something that's like, something you would hear definitely on the city street, it's definitely something like Pirate's Desire. I love this. I really, really love this. I think it's probably going to be one of Aqours' best songs to date. And if I were to update my Love Live favorite song list, that song would probably be on there, but I'm going to have to wait till the full thing comes out in July, which Thank God it's next month in a few weeks. Thank God that song's gonna come out in the next month instead of me waiting until September for Nijigasaki's album to come out. Okay, so the second part of the video that I wanted to talk about, which, again, I should have mentioned this a few weeks ago, was, in January apparently, but I didn't see this preview until... when again? Okay, so the preview video I saw for this came out in May, and it's sort of like a teaser trailer for what's coming, but apparently at the Love Live Fest or something fest in Japan, they announced this project was going to happen. Or they announced this project basically in January. And of course I didn't know that because either I've never heard of this festival before, or even if I have, I knew it was going to be in all Japanese. And again, if you guys have seen my video, or the last video, if they made an announcement in Japanese with no English subtitles, why would I bother watching it in the first place? I know I'm going to find out on the internet at some point. And last month, this was when I found out this project was happening. Love Live, or Atlantis, announced that they are doing a new, dare I say, I think this might be a new Love Live project outside of the Muse, Aqours, and Nijigasaki timeline. That's what it's making it sound like. Called, at least they're calling it right now, the Yuigaoka, yeah, I think I pronounced it right, Yuigaoka Girls High School. And I'm just gonna put Idol Club at the end of it because they don't have an official title for this yet. As far as we know so far, this club is or this new idol group is featuring 5 girls, which is kind of a departure from the usual 9 that we get with Muse, Aqours, and Nijigasaki. Oh, okay, because this project just announced, we don't know if these are all the girls yet. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. We don't know because they just announced it and they don't have much information for us just yet. They even said that when auditioning for who's going to portray these girls, they only hired 1, and they won't even tell us who they hired for yet. Like, out of the 5 that we do know, they only hired 1 of them. So, again, we have absolutely no idea. And according to the subreddit, they're predicting that it will only be these 5 girls. So, like I said, it's going to be way different from the Love Live timeline that we know right now, which is every group has 9 girls, no more, no less. So this is going to be a complete departure from that timeline, and the project is going to go elsewhere. According to the subreddit that I'm looking at right now, the 5 girls' names are, I'm going to do it in the English order, or the what I call the normal order of names, because I know that in Japan or Asian countries they do it last name first, then first name. So the lead girl I'm seeing right here, her name is Kanan Shibuya. Is it Kanan? Because it's not Kanan, because we have a Kanan already. I think it's Kanan Shibuya. This is gonna be so confusing. What is it with Japan with, like, choosing names that are so similar to each other? Because we just found out recently that, the narrator girl in the new Nijigasaki anime that's coming out, her name is gonna be Anata, but we already have a Kanata? Oh my god, why does Japan do this? So her name is Kanan Shibuya Kanan. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not, but, whatever. So, according to the subreddit, the Atlantis released, actually, self-introductions for each of the girls, and I'm not going to read them right here because they are kind of long, and that's going to make this video much longer than it needs to. So, I basically skimmed through their self-introductions, and by the way Kanan sounds, she's giving off a mixture of Chika and Ayumu vibes. Or maybe a bit of Hanayo and Rin along with it too. Because she says in her introduction that she can't imagine herself singing because she's really shy. And, which is Hanayo to me, with a mixture of Rin, because they're kind of both shy in their own ways. Ayumu's kind of shy too, because she's like, oh, I can't imagine myself being an idol and stuff like that. And when she calls herself a super ordinary high school student, that screams Chica to me, because she calls herself like the normal monster, because before creating Aqours, she only like saw herself as an entirely ordinary girl, like she gets normal grades, like she's not really extraordinary in anything until she created Aqours. Kanan, I'm not even gonna bother with trying to pronounce this name anymore. I don't know why I'm trying. She definitely screams a mixture of Chica and a couple of the Muse girls to me. And I know she's going to be the leader for a fact because she has that orange hair. What is it with leaders and that orange hair? Because Hanukkah had orange hair, Chica had orange hair. Ayumu is technically not the leader of the Nijigasaki Club, but she has like reddish hair, so that's kind of close enough. But what is it with Love Live and their protagonist having like orange and red hair? I don't understand it. And the next girl that we have here is actually pretty interesting to me because it continues the whole trend of Love Live Atlantis loving to add a foreigner somewhere in there. Her name is Kiki Tang. I think it's pronounced Kiki, or I know it's not Kiki as in K-I-K-I, but it's like K-E-K-E. So maybe it's K-K? I don't know. Again, English speaker, so I don't understand this anyway. But she is actually from Shanghai, China. Again, she's like the foreigner who actually comes to Japan, and she's kind of like Emma in the fact where she's actually going to the school as like a study abroad type of deal, like how Mari in Love Live Sunshine studied abroad for a year in America and then came home. And then Emma Verde is actually studying abroad in Japan from Switzerland because she really wanted to study school in Japan. Kiki, I'm just gonna call her Kiki. So Kiki's probably doing the same thing, and in her self-introduction, she actually says, "Wake up, Des," and I'm like, oh god, are you gonna be one of those where you're gonna be using the word Des at the end of every sentence because you don't know how to speak Japanese? I mean, I don't think Mari did that as much, but there are some anime, especially music anime, where they have that one person who is the foreigner in the group, and they always put des at the end of their sentences, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hate this. Now I understand when, like, foreigners try to speak English, and they just really don't know how to speak it that well. Like Japan, I totally understand now. She's going to be, I think she's going to be the Haneo and Ruby, but without the shyness, I think, because she's the one who's like, I really love school idols. That's why I came here to Japan, because I really love them. Technically, Emma's the same way, but she's like not super crazy about idols, but I have a feeling that Kiki's gonna be really obsessed with idols, hence why she came to Japan in the first place. Oh, actually, I did not see this part until now. It actually says that her mom actually grew up in Japan. And the school in the town where the school takes place, it's in her mother's hometown. So I was like, oh, that actually makes a lot more sense now. So the third character that we get introduced to, her name is Chisato Arashi. The moment I look at her, she is screaming Nico vibes. And this might not be good. Because as you all know, I hate Nico with a burning passion, and if we get another Nico character, it's probably gonna bug the living daylights out of me, because I'm like, why do these characters exist? I cannot stand characters who are like Hime-deres. They think they know what they're doing, and they're like, oh, I'm the princess, all the attention should be on me. I cannot stand those characters. I really can't. And I think the point that really sold me on the fact that she might be the next Nico is when her self-introduction says, I'm usually a bright and friendly person, but apparently I'm scary when I'm angry. And it's like, it makes it sound like, oh, she's not aware that she gets kind of scary when she's angry, and I'm like, that screams Nico to me. I mean, she could be Daya too, but Daya is aware of her behavior most of the time, so I don't think she's gonna be a Daya that much, but she is giving me straight up Nico vibes, even though she works part-time. She actually has a job. It actually says that she's working on forming a dance club, so I'm like, please don't be a Nico. Please, please, please don't be the next Nico. I'm begging you. Lantis, do not do that ever again. This fourth girl screams Mari and Maki in the way that she's going to be the super rich, super popular girl because her parents have the money. Like, just by the way she looks, she just screams that. She reminds me of that blonde-haired girl from Anime Gatsuris because she's, like, super rich and she's blonde. I hope that's not the case, but I think this is. According to her self-introduction, oh, I prioritize my studies and stuff like that. And my dream, of course, is to shoot for popularity, so at least she's not like Mari and Maki, because Maki's kind of shy. Mari is, like, extroverted, but she doesn't really care about how popular she is that much. But, this just says to me, she's gonna be the rich girl who's like, oh, I want everyone to look at me. I think she's gonna be the legit Himedare, but maybe she'll have some heart in her. Because there are rich girls in anime that are, like, actually super nice and not, like, you know, super bitchy. And I do like those characters, so thank God for that. But, I don't know. They don't really give too much on, oh, I didn't even say her name. I am so stupid. Her name is Sumire Heiana? Sumire Heiana? Does that even sound Japanese? Maybe it does and I'm pronouncing it wrong, but, Heiana doesn't sound Japanese. Maybe, again, I could be pronouncing it wrong. Because, you know me, I'm terrible at pronouncing things. So, rich girl, she's definitely giving me rich girl vibes. Focused on popularity, so maybe she's going to be Corinne, maybe, without the sex appeal. Because Corinne from Nijikasaki, total sex appeal. Totally the, One-chan sex appeal vibe, but Sumire? Is that how it's pronounced? Yeah, she doesn't give off that type of vibe, but she's definitely that rich girl type of vibe. I mean, who knows? By the way, disclaimer, I could be totally wrong on all these girls later in the future, so please do not yell at me if it turns out I'm wrong. This is based on the information I'm given. Okay, so the last girl, her name is Ren Hazuki, and that is the most Nozomi face I have ever seen in my life. Except Nozomi does not have black hair and yellow eyes. Ren, I think, is going to be the Nozomi of the group without the whole, like, obsession with boobs thing. I'm hoping she's not obsessed with breasts for whatever reason, because, oh my god, that was the one thing I hated about Nozomi, and it ruined her character for me entirely. So, I think this is her self-introduction that I read the least. Thank you for my interest, blah, blah, blah. I have this school bequeathed? What is that? What does that word even mean? Maybe I'm just being stupid and I'm forgetting my English, but I'll work hard to make this school. Oh, no. Oh, God. I think she is the school president's daughter. Like how Kotori was the high school's how her mother is the president of the school, and how the president of Aqours' school was Mari's father. Here we go, another character who's like the prime like child of whoever's in charge of the school. So I should have seen this coming, but I didn't. And it took me a couple seconds because I'm like, what the heck is bequeathed? I'm not even sure if I even pronounced that right, but oh well. who knows, maybe she is even also the student council president because of this, because she's, in her self-introduction, she's talking about how she wants to build the school for the students and not just the academics part of it, and how she wants the school to be presented in her own point of view. And she says, oh, it's a duty to fulfill, so she's giving me Daya type of vibes too, but by the way she looks, I think she's gonna have more of a Nozomi personality and not a Daya personality. At least I hope that's the case, because I'd rather have Nozomi's cool and collective personality rather than Daya's, oh, I'm in charge, so I must be a total witch to everyone if I don't like something. I'd rather have Nozomi rather than Daya. So I'm hoping that's the case, but again, I won't know until the anime or whatever comes out of these girls. And according to Reddit, they are saying that an anime is coming out with this project, but they don't, like, literally, Lantis is giving nothing about what's going on here other than what the 5 girls look like, what their names are, and kind of what their personalities are, but we don't really know until, again, the anime comes out or the music videos come out. Honestly, because with the new direction that it looks like Lantis or the Love Live brand is going with, also with, like, kind of the outfits or of the school uniform, it's kind of giving me the K-On! Vibes. Like, most of you know what K-On! Is by now. It's basically the more sketchy slice of life version of Bang Dream. Again, this is Love Live, not K-On! Or Bang Dream. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this new project, and I hope more videos do come out about this eventually, because it sounds like they did the outlining stage, sort of, and they're just putting this project into fruition. And if I ever do find out more about this, actually, I will make sure that you guys are the first to know. So, that's pretty much it for what I wanted to talk about today. So, if you guys liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you have any opinions about this, which I know you Love Live fans do, please put it in the comments down below. And if you haven't done so already, if you want to catch up with my channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any of my videos. I'm Cait Cher, and it's been real. Ciao!